You know, the best guest of all is the guest that has nothing to sell, and we're especially happy to welcome Drew Barrymore to our stage tonight. Happy she could join us, and thanks for coming back to our show.
Thank you.
And thank you for the day.
Always.
I told them, you know, when you came up to me in the street about 2-3 weeks ago, we had a little hug. That was so dear of you.
Oh,
you know?
it was my pleasure.
I was so thrilled that you even remembered, you know?
Well, how could I forget? I was so excited. I was like, T.S., hello, how are you doing?
It's very, very cute. Thank you for that.
I know, and I knew I was coming here, and so, you know.
Now, Mad Love, the picture in which you play a manic depressive, and as you've told people, this is pretty close to home for you. As you said, you could have played this with your eyes closed. But how tough was it once you got into the part?
Really hard, really hard. Because, I mean, Casey is sort of this person that, you know, one of her darker points is that she lives on this idea of teetering, whether, you know, life or death is the better choice for her, whereas I'm much more a for-life person. So to live in that sort of mind frame was kind of depressing for a while, and thank God, because my boyfriend really got me through that and kept my spirits up, and Chris O'Donnell's such a, you know, a breath of fresh air to work around every day. So it was, I mean, I was in great company, so I felt very comfortable.
What did you think when you found out that Kristen Brando took her own life?
I'm sorry, I don't know who that is.
Marlon Brando's daughter.
Oh my God.
You know, here was a 24-year-old young woman who from the outside, us looking in, would think had everything to live for.
Yeah.
But apparently did not, and you wonder about the torture that she must have gone through to take her to that point.
I know. I think that as far as when people
By the way, you know what's great about you?
What?
No, I'll tell you, a lot of people would have faked not knowing Kristen Brando. You know what I'm saying? They would have faked it. But I mean, that's very direct. I applaud the people who say, you know, I don't know who that is.
Oh,
that's
good.
fine.
I believe in honesty,
Yeah, that's
you
great.
know,
That's
or else
great.
you're really going to look like a bigger idiot
Yeah.
in the end, you know?
I don't know if I appreciate the word bigger.
Well, I mean, you know, I would rather
I'm
be
sorry,
upfront.
Cheyenne Brando. I gave you the wrong name.
Oh, okay, yes. Well, okay, so we're both being so honest. Isn't this good?
Yeah, but my honesty is helped along by the teleprompter.
Oh, okay.
To be totally
Well,
honest.
mine actually is my imaginary friend sitting right next to me. So, anyway, no, I just. What subject are we on?
We were just talking about what takes a person who you would think had everything to live for to the edge of desperation and think of stepping into the abyss as the part you played in that movie.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of, I think it takes, I don't know if I can say this on the air, the biggest balls in the whole world to be able to take that step. And and that sounds kind of light in a subject that's so dark, because I think that it means a desperation to get to where you want to be so badly that you are willing to take that risk. And I think that if you do take that risk, then I think that you deserve to go to the place that you want to go to.
After the picture I read, you took some therapy. You sought a little help. How
Therapy is, I give the thumbs up to therapy. It's very cathartic and cleansing. And, you know, therapy can be very many different things. You know, the word therapeutic, it could be cooking, doing laundry, gardening, you know, going to actual therapy, you know, exercise. People have so many different forms of it. As I do too, but one of them was actual therapy this time. I needed to cleanse the personal demons that I had to bring back into myself in order to have the reality for the character, because I'm not an actor in the way that I like to act. I believe in the reality, because if it is real, then it allows the escapism to be there for the audience. And that's really important for me. So I would sit there and take myself to such dark and scary places all day long that, you know, in the end, I needed to free myself.
Let me ask you here about therapy, because I went once. I had something I couldn't handle, and I'm one of those people, you know, rock solid Middle Western Tom. You know, I don't, you know, this stuff, I can figure it all out myself. And I got to a place where I couldn't figure it out anymore. And I went, and I was amazed in that in therapy, they don't recommend solutions to you. At least my therapist did not. You know, you take yourself, to use your vernacular, wherever you want to go, and all of a sudden you find that place, you know.
Yeah.
And there was a big sign, you know, mine used a trick. There was a sign over the back of her shoulder. It said, "Just do it." And I'd go in and I'd look at this for an hour, hour and a half, and I'd say, you know, what she, and it just finally dawned on me what she was,
Yeah,
And
I
is
know.
it the same when you go?
Yeah, and I think I do it in like spurts, you know. Sometimes, you know, for a couple months here, then I don't need it anymore for a while, you know. That's just sort of how life is. It's up and down, you know. But the way I think of life, the philosophy I have is like life is like a tree, you know. It's like this one big base where, you know, from top to bottom that we're traveling to get to, you know, wherever we're trying to get to. But there are all these branches, and you just sort of go off in all these different directions trying to get to where you're trying to go. And I think therapy just gives you a little kick sometimes to up on the next level.
We have read, of course, that you are now hopelessly, endlessly, wonderfully in love.
Yeah.
Does that remove the need for therapy?
No.
Does it increase the need for therapy?
No.
It can.
Yeah, it's probably, I'm sure my therapy helped my boyfriend in some way because maybe I wasn't as loony. You know, love is so jovial in itself that it makes a lot of other things. It dilutes the pain always, you know. Happiness, that's what it does. So, you know, but he didn't have anything to do with my problems. So I guess that's the key.
Now, take us backstage here. When I walked into
I know, he is backstage.
I know he is. Should we haul him out here? What do you think?
Oh, yeah, that would be so much fun. I know exactly what he's doing right now. He's going like this.
But what was happening, I noticed that there was a television camera in there from one of the news magazines.
Yeah, Jane Pratt, who is just super cool woman. I mean, she's so hot. And we had the strangest introduction in the whole world. And,
now, you see, I don't know who Jane Pratt is.
Oh, she's a journalist. And she had a show on Lifetime. And she also was the editor of Sassy Magazine. Hope I'm getting all my facts correct right now. But
now I remember who it is. I've not met this woman, or if I have, I don't recall. But now I know who Lifetime is the connection.
Yes. Yeah. And we met on this very funny term. You know, our friend Michael Stipe introduced us. And he said, oh, do you know Jane Pratt? Do you know who she is? You know? And I was like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever. And he was like, this is Jane Pratt. And I was like,
oh.
Hi, how you doing? I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to apologize because I'll just seem like a bigger idiot.
Yeah.
You know? And we ended up becoming friends. And she's just this lovely, lovely, effervescent woman. And she has a new show now. And so Michael actually was the first guest, and now I'm the second.
Oh, I see.
And it's really great. This show is very interesting because they go with you through your life. And so you feel like, you know, you're really getting almost like a piece of what this person, how they kind of live. Yeah. And it's very interesting.
I've learned it's usually best to have cameras on you only in the studio.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a risk.
Like,
it is a risk.
Well, because now, for example, when I read about you in the Rolling Stone, every article you're at a different bar throwing back a Pilsner, you know?
Actually, I don't like Pilsner.
Well, there goes that idea. Yeah, I know.
No.
Let me take a short break. We'll come back to see if boyfriend wants to come out here.
Okay.
And we'll find out if you can say BB on television. Yeah.
What's BB?
What you just said.
Butt?
No.
Oh.
Large.
Balls, right. Oh, big balls.
I really don't want to go there. We'll be
this
right back.
This whole interview is going to be like one long beep.
Back with Drew and not you because of technical problems on the phones after these messages. We're back with Drew Barrymore. You know, being the father of a daughter, I've watched her grow to adulthood, and the war with her mother continues to this very day. Mm-hmm. I think I know what it is with sons and fathers, but what is it with mothers and daughters? I know that you and your mother have not spoken for 4 years. You do write back and forth now, but what is it with mothers and their daughters?
Actually, we saw each other for the for the first time.
And did you speak?
Yes,
really?
Yes, and we actually spoke and sat down and had a very great conversation. And, you know, we definitely did the crying thing. And, and we sat and we talked for about 5 hours just at a table. We just talked. And it was so great. And it was, you know, it was really good. That separation is very necessary sometimes when you need to grow into yourself. You know, you need to separate from the person who you think each of you are, you know, stopping that process. And
tell me, wait, you step away from your mother because?
Because I needed to grow in my own directions. And the two of us were so close.
And what was wrong with her direction?
It just wasn't my direction. And my direction wasn't her direction. And we couldn't find that happy medium with each other. And so sometimes separation is the best way to accomplish, you know, growing as your own individual. But the weird thing is I don't think anybody is ever going to be able to really understand family, because there's something that comes with blood that's unexplainable. It's the most powerful in the negative and positive spectrum of all the emotions that we can feel. It's just bizarre, and all the books we read and all the, analytical stuff that we'll go through in our head, we'll never really figure it out. I think that the key to it in life is just being kind to everybody, and that includes your family and everyone else. And if you can't be, then it's probably not going to work.
And did your mother and you part from this 5-hour conversation with a renewed awareness of each going in her own direction and being okay about it?
Yeah, and we had both grown an immense amount, and it felt really good to sit down and have such a conversation where we could be so open and it wasn't pain-ridden.
I love the story of your mom when you were a little girl and the bully made fun of you or ridiculed
Michael
you.
Hurley.
Was that his name?
I will find you again.
Tell me about Michael Hurley.
Michael Hurley was the school bully.
Oh.
And, he was like the classic. It's almost as if you put him in a film, you'd say that's too over the top. He was just the classic beat everybody up, meanie. Of course, his big target was me. So one day we were practicing for the school play, and I was the dog. And I'm on all fours, on the black concrete.
Right, you're kids. You're woof woof.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah,
whatever. So I see from the corner of my eye him, and I'm always, I had eyes in the back of my head because of this person. And I see him look at me, spot me, and start to take a running start. And I went, oh God, please, Michael. And he just took this huge leap from about 10 feet away and just leapt right on my back. And my arms gave in and my chin went right into the blacktop, and it was completely severed.
Oh, yikes.
And I was rushed in an ambulance to the hospital. I had to get 20 stitches. And I have a little scar under here.
Yeah,
it's actually quite little. I know. Everybody has a scar on their chin, though. It's really weird. And my mom, came back to school.
Forgive me for looking, but I just...
Oh, no, please do. And when we walked... What
do you think it is, my birthday? No, it's a joke. It's a joke. Just a joke. So anyway, you get to the hospital and you get stitched up.
Yes. And when we walked back into the school... my mother was coming to talk to the principal or something, I don't know, and he was laughing. He was laughing at me. And so my mom just sort of grabbed him by the shirt collar, and I can't say what she said on the air. We got away with the balls. I don't know if we're going to get away with this one. Basically, in a nutshell, she said, if you ever beep with my kid again, I'll rip your beeping neck off.
Gotcha. You knew Mom loved you, didn't you?
Yes. You know what, man? I'll tell you, every kid wants their parent to do that for them, even if it's once or a million times in this world. I will never, ever forget that my mother did that for me. I have so much respect, and I think I'd be the same way with my kids. Don't hurt the other kids, but stick up for your kid,
You almost sound, when you talk about your pal who may join us, and talking about your mom. And
he is my pal. He's my best friend.
I understand that, but will he be your husband someday, do you think?
It's funny that you mentioned that, actually, because, no. Yes, maybe. I don't know. It's like...
What is this, rent a fantasy we're having here today?
I don't know how to explain this. Eric and I, when we talk about it, it seems very clear. We're just happy being together, I don't think we wouldn't marry each other, and it's not to say that someday we won't.
No, but I find it interesting that you talk about what kind of a mom you'd be when you talk about your mom.
Yeah.
I just think that's neat.
Well, there are definitely elements about her that I will definitely take from my child, and there are elements that I won't, that I've learned from, And that's what it's really all about, is trying to, take the good and break the patterns,
But you can't. I watch my daughter with her daughter, and I've heard my daughter say, I'll never do what my mom did if I'm a mom. And son of a gun, if she every now and again doesn't do the exact same thing, and you will too.
Well, we can't help it. We are a product of our environment, no matter how hard we try and rebel against it. It's just the way it is.
Now, I read that you had a quote, and I don't want the full quote on this, that you'd really be surprised, let's put it that way, okay, if you ever read an article about yourself that didn't dwell on your past. Let's just leave it be.
Are you kidding me? I'd have a coronary on the floor.
Oh, okay. I'll accept that. Yeah.
I really would. And it's like I said earlier, you know, Eric.
But does it bother you a lot that every article, I mean,
Yeah,
in fact,
it does.
even I've tonight talked about your mom, but you notice I've stayed away from all the stuff you wrote about in your book because you spilled it, kid. You know, we know it.
Exactly, and that was great for me, and you know, whatever.
And by the way, you're past it.
Yeah, it's a past, and you know what? It'd be really interesting to see what, you know, for someone to look at me and go, oh, I'm interested in what she's doing now or what she wants in the future. You know, not like what she did. You know, but Eric summed it up in the most, you know, nicest way I've heard in a long time, which was, you know, things that you do in life just add to your paragraph. And you're doomed with a paragraph, you know?
But it's nice to know in your case that you're past what you wrote about in the book. People that forever dwell on Dad was an alcoholic, Mother beat me up, and can't get past it.
No, my mother never beat me, actually.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about other people. Dad was an alcoholic. Dad made fun of me because I was fat.
Right.
You know, Mom beat me up, whatever, and that they build their whole careers on writing odes to their childhood pain. For God's sake, get on with your life, people.
That's what I have, you know, the same thing to say about everybody who's interested in my past and dwelling on their own. Get over it.
I know, but the one thing I want to ask you about, and then if Eric comes out here, that'll be the surprise. But you have really been on a roll since Dave's birthday. You know, in terms of publicity and how people love you and react to you on the streets and everything. You're really on a roll.
Thank you.
A great roll. We'll continue with Drew for a couple right after these messages, and then Calvin Trilling from the New Yorker magazine. We'll be right back. Drew's peeking out the door at Eric, and Eric's not coming in.
Yeah, he's too shy.
That's okay. That's all right.
That was so sweet. He just waved to me. He looks so handsome tonight. He's wearing a suit. Going to the Batman premiere.
Is tonight the night?
Mm-hmm. Tonight's the night.
Now, your part in this is not enormous. This is kind of
No,
like
I'm a co-co star.
Yeah.
I like that wording for it.
Have you seen the picture, or are you going to see it the first time?
No, I don't think anybody has. I mean, they really just finished editing it, but this is definitely the escapism for the summer, by far. I mean, for years and years and years to come. I mean, this is what Joel Schumacher did with this film is kudos to him. It's
no
excellent.
Kidding, no kidding.
Yeah.
You see, I was let down by Batman 2 because I was so high on Nicholson in the first one that when DeVito did the Penguin, to me, it was a letdown. Not that Danny DeVito's not a great actor. He's a fine actor, and God forbid anything would ever happen to him personally in his life. But I like Nicholson as the Joker.
Yeah.
And so the next one was... And who's the character in this one, the comic character?
Well, there's the Riddler, Jim Carrey,
Yep.
and there's Tommy Two-Face, which is Tommy Lee Jones. And that's sort of, I'm Sugar,
Right.
who's sort of a tribute to Marilyn Monroe. She's very glitter-dipped and decadent, and she's sort of Tommy's girl, along with Spice, because he's sort of two people, and Spice is his darker side. And but then Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee sort of joined forces as the big bad guys.
Don't give away the surprise ending.
Oh, I won't.
Good.
I absolutely will
sure
not.
you
You
will
cannot have it.
After Dave, you've really been on a roll. I mean, I hear people wave to you on the street and they give you thumbs up and everything, and that's neat.
It's great. I love that. I love, you know, being open and susceptible to just interactions with people on a daily basis. It's wonderful, you know.
When does the wall come down, though? When does
I don't have a wall up.
I know you don't.
Oh, okay.
Most times.
Do I?
But do you ever? Is there ever a time when you say, okay, that's enough pictures, that's enough talk, that's enough of me being the public person, I'm going to be my private self now?
Yeah, I don't think that you're, I think it gets to a point where you have to accept that you're not really entitled to do that in public because you are a public person and your job actually becomes a 24-hour-a-day thing. And once you willingly accept that, then it's actually quite okay. And if you like being able to interact with people, you know, then it's a gift. And if you're not acting like that, you're being rude to people, and I don't believe in that method of acting.
Right, and tonight when you go to the premiere, people will take a lot of pictures of you, and a lot of people will wave at you, want to shake your hand, whatever, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But then do you look forward to when that's over and now Eric and I can go home and we don't have to have the pictures and the hoo-ha-ha?
Yeah, I think that's what makes me also as accepting as I am, is because I am not constantly in the limelight. When people come up to me, it's in the day on the street when I'm walking up and down, going to eat, doing my errands, you know. That's when I run into people. It's not because I'm at Hollywood schmoozing shindigs all day long, you know. In fact, I can't stand that stuff.
Last question. When was the last time you saw E.T.?
About, I don't know, 10 years ago.
What if
Isn't it a trip when you start saying things like, oh, I haven't seen you in 8 years, or that's been 10 years?
Yeah, but I wonder what you'd think now if you saw it like now, if you rented it and took it home and looked at it.
You know, they watched it on the tour bus, actually, and Eric couldn't watch it. I thought I got a real kick out of that.
You know, Eric's fantasy might well be sitting at home alone some night when you're out working watching E.T.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it would really freak him out.
Anyway, have a great summer. Thanks for your kindness
Thank you.
to us
Have a
here.
good time in Italy.
I shall indeed, and I
Okay.
hope that you'll come and visit us whenever you feel, okay? We
I
think
would
the world
love
of you.
to.
All of us
Thank
do.
you. I love coming here.
Okay, thank you. Drew Barrymore, folks, in Batman Returns.
Yes, forever.
Yeah, Batman Forever. Almost got it right. And Big stays in. Now, these messages.